Yeah.
Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah. The Kasturi Manjal in the day. See,
I told you. Hi guys, welcome to Skin and Within, a series where we discuss everything skin deep. And today I have with me everyone's friendly Insta neighborhood Gigi, author of Ritual and Glow and my go-to expert for everything beauty from Nuskhas to nanocurrent, Vasudha Rai.
Thank you, Mira.
Welcome.
And thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad that we're having this chat
In person. Yeah.
And we're not doing this over Zoom or
yeah.
our Insta DMs that happen
I know.
all the time.
I know, yeah.
I want to pick your brain and your skin apart today.
Oh.
Because I think you're looking absolutely flawless for having just come off a flight.
Oh, thank you.
But I thought today is a great opportunity for us to discuss skincare because we both love it so much. We're so passionate about it. You were my first Insta beauty idol. I mean, I used to follow your page and see all of your recommendations, very honest reviews, and that got me thinking as to what my likes and dislikes are, how my skin behaves. So I thought, let me ask you today, and we can chat about this, you know, what's been your skincare journey? How did you get into this world of skincare and beauty? What did you start using? Where are you at now? I know there are lots of questions, but I think the idea is to just understand, how did you get into it?
So I come from a family of women who really like to take care of themselves. My mom, both my grandmothers, very much into beauty. My earliest memories are of like mom's vanity box, and she used to have a cake mascara, you know. So that's things like that. My grandmother used to put rose water in her eyes, and you know, I mean, just like women really wanted to take care of themselves. And I started beauty writing way back in 2002. I've actually studied fine arts, but somehow whatever happened and I got into beauty writing. My first job was at Cosmo. And you know, initially, in my initial days of beauty and beauty writing, it was like very cosmetic. And I must say that in my 20s and in my teens, I did not have good skin at all. It was very breakout prone and problem skin, really. But then I was diagnosed with grade 4 endometriosis, and then, you know, life just took a turn. And you know, I mean, it was just very challenging for a few years because, you know, there was a lot of IVF also involved, and you know how you bloat and whatever. So I really started thinking about more about my health than about the latest anti-frizz serum or like about, you know, what lipstick is great. I started looking up more self-care, more supplements. What does green tea do? What does this do? What does that do? Things like that. And that's how, you know, I started researching it, trying it on myself. And at the same time, I was writing for Mint on health. So it was like my job supported me and like I could contribute back. And of course the yoga came and everything came, and you know, I just suddenly started realizing that, you know what, this whole thing of beauty from the inside out, it's so true. I've spoken about this in my book, which we will talk about later also. Do you know that now there is new research to support that how meditation works on the skin?
Really?
So our chromosomes, they have telomeres, right? Which are like these finger-like extensions at the end to like cap and secure the chromosome. As we age, these telomeres, they decrease in length. And they shorten, right? And you know, they have like telomere tests for all of that. So what scientists have actually found is that regular meditation preserves the length of these telomeres. It has cellular effects, cellular anti-aging effects. So, you know, I mean, so that's my journey, basically.
Even I have seen my mum really look after her skin, because for her, it was about being your best self naturally, like looking like yourself.
Correct.
Our moms probably looked at beauty as a way of self-care. My mum was a big fan of Shehnaz Hussain, and everything she does, and like I used to go with her to Shehnaz Hussain's salon. It was a world of its own, like these big marble sculptures and like vases of fake flowers. It's like back into the Gilded Age.
Did you use shark love?
Yes. Shark love is one of my secrets.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But you know, she used to go for her facials and like have this whole experience, and I remember her smell when she would come back from the salon over there. But when I used to sit with her, and beautician would keep me busy by giving me the rose water soaked cotton pads, and I would keep them on my eyes, and I would feel like I'm doing something
wow.
cool. And she had this book, you know, Shahnaz Hussain had published this book with all these packs in it, papaya pack and dahi and honey and all of these different things, you know, those big mehendi mounds on your head.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's got to be something with all of this food she's using. And I got into it by doing these DIY skincare masks and making things at home and putting them on my face. And I was like, I don't want to get into bottled stuff right now. That's when I'd like started. I think I was like 13, 14, 15. But now I feel like I've moved from that DIY skincare. Now I want my skin to feel, every time I use something, I want it to perform. I want performance
High
skincare.
performance, yeah.
I want results. I want to see that it's making a difference, because 20s are very forgiving for your skin, right? Like, you can do anything, you can eat anything and your skin will look fine.
No, not for me.
I mean, at least for me, I was like eating all kinds of stuff, college, no sunscreen. My skin was absolutely fine. But now you're in that phase where you have pigmentation, sunspots, lots of Insta info. So you're like getting into all of this. So I think I have moved from DIY to like performance skincare. I want something that works. Let me ask you, what are your favorite products? I mean, something that hasn't left your shelf from your 20s to where you are now.
Okay, so one thing, now I really had to think about this, but one thing that hasn't left my shelf from my 20s to now is Cetaphil cleanser. This was right after Accutane when I discovered it, you know, because, you know, my skin irritations were coming back, and I was using this cleanser, which is like, you know, known for its deep cleansing properties. And I didn't realize that how much this cleanser was disturbing my skin. I went back to my dermatologist and he told me, are you using so-and-so cleanser? I'm like, yeah, exactly. He's like, that's why this is happening. So he turned me on to Cetaphil, and I go to all sorts of different cleansers and I always come back to Cetaphil. So even now,
because it's mild.
It's mild, and it just, you know, and so many skin problems are because of using the wrong cleanser.
But tell me, do you have any like personal favorites, or, you know, is there something that you really, really like and you've stuck to, and something that you expected would have been really great for you but has had like an opposite effect?
So I've had like lots of reactions on my skin because, you know, my job entails trying and testing skincare products. And I feel like for me personally, the things that don't work are, except for Estee Lauder's Advanced Night Repair, Legacy Beauty serums. They have really, they just don't work for me. In fact, there was this one oil, rose oil, which costs like some 25 grand. Thankfully, it was gifted to me.
Hashtag gifted.
Hashtag gifted. But it was like, you know, it made my skin reptilian. You know, like it was just like coming off in flakes, but the flakes weren't even coming off. They were just like, it was just flake upon flake upon flake. I had to use steroid cream to get rid of all of that. So just because it costs more doesn't mean that it'll be good.
That's
or just because it's from this luxurious brand doesn't mean that it'll always work. In fact, for me, all these like luxurious beauty brands, the legacy ones, they've always led to some sort of reaction. Just before Glow launch, in fact, somebody sent me, again, gifted, the serum to try. And I got like a Mount Everest size pimple like this. And I was like, how will I walk into a room, you know? I'm supposed to be the author of Glow. And look at my own skin. Then they had to give me a cortisol shot.
I think you wrote about this also.
Yeah, and you know which product I'm talking about as well.
Yeah.
So these are the things that have really let me down. And the ingredients, let's talk about ingredients that I really like. Retinol is amazing. Retinol is really nice. Then lotion P50 I find myself returning to.
I love that one.
What about you?
So I have to say that when I moved from this, you know, kg of skincare to elementary of skincare, what I introduced into my skincare routine, which has completely, I would say, changed my life, because it just made my skin, you know, fantastic, is acids. You know, when I was in my early 20s, I don't think I even heard about acids. I didn't know what it was. Maybe people were talking about it, but I had never been to a dermatologist till 2 years ago. And Dr. Pooja, who you introduced me to.
She's lovely, isn't she?
I love her. Yeah. She introduced me to acids and what acids can do. And I think my skin took to it like it had been craving it all its skin life or whatever. And I think because I have congestion prone skin, my skin gets a bit aggravated with makeup. Every time I use makeup, after that, you know, I feel like it's just very gunky. It's like there's something
also
there.
Bombay weather, no?
I don't know, maybe it's even psychological that I feel like I've had so much makeup because I normally don't wear that much makeup. And an acid introduced into my skincare, I just felt like it's a clean slate. You know, it's like taking a geela kapda on a chalkboard. It just gives you this feeling of everything clean, everything clear, and it's not stretchy squeaky. You know, it's like supple squeaky. So acids came into my life, and I think it really changed the way that I looked at my skin. And then I started to understand more about AHAs and BHAs and how people say BHAs work very well for melanated skin, but not me. It doesn't suit me. Glycolic is too harsh, and I think maybe that's why ever since I was like a teenager and I was putting kacha doodh on my face, it worked.
Lactic acid.
And
no?
lactic really worked for me because it was gentle enough but still did the job of kind of sloughing off, you know, the dead skin cells. So I actually really like acids. But if I have to think of like something that I don't like,
Other than salicylic acid.
Tret.
Oh yeah, okay, but let's save that for later.
Well, yeah, because I think Tret has just, we don't agree. Let's agree to disagree about Tret. I feel like our skin changes not just with time, but you know, you can go from season to season and your skin is feeling different. You can go from place to place and your skin is feeling different.
Or you can change your workout and your skin will be different.
I mean, I feel like sometimes if I'm in Bombay, what works for me here is very different to what works for me when I'm in Delhi. I want a richer, fattier cream. It's drier. If I'm in Bombay, I want something that's a little lighter. You know, what's working. Yeah, I think intuitive skincare is something that we should really talk about because nobody knows your skin like you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you know, your friends and they all tell you that, oh, this person is really nice, this person is really nice. But you're like, but I don't get good energy from this person. And you try and try and try. Okay, somehow, you know, let me be friends with it because everyone likes this person. And then the person does something so nasty and you're like, see, I told you. So it's like that with skincare.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you.
But you know, I have gone back to trying the stuff that doesn't work, like trying to make friends with the person that isn't very nice. And every time it has failed. It's taken me a couple of tries to like note that, listen, this is not working for you, please stop.
Same. I don't learn my lesson very quickly, whether it's with people or skincare.
Because some new article will come and some new post will come and you'll be like, maybe this time.
Or maybe I'm doing something wrong.
I'll try it this time. Okay, I will sandwich it this time. I will, you know, dilute it this time.
Sometimes, like I've seen like so many kids nowadays, most of their problems are because they're using too much skincare. Too many actives. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. And it's so difficult to figure out what's breaking your skin out. So can I tell you about this little incident? You know, it was in 2016, I'd gone to Berlin and there's this amazing clean beauty store called Breathe. It's in Mitte. I don't know if it's still around. I hope it is. And I'd gone in there like, you know, Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman, like, here, take my money. I want to buy the whole store. And you're like, no, I'm only going to give you this face wash. And you go to the metro station and, you know, you can get some Manuka oil from there. And that's the only thing you will use on your face. Great skincare is also not using any skincare. And in fact, when your skin is troubled, don't use anything.
I think like skin fasting makes sense, at least for me, because I've seen that my barrier does get irritated easily if I'm using too many actives, which is why I've really reduced the number of actives that I use. And you know, I read this somewhere, I'm not able to recall where, but I read that people who use too many actives or exfoliants on their face, it loses its natural glow because it's in a constant state of renewal. You haven't allowed the skin to create and restore that barrier and you know that film of sebum that it naturally should have. So it's always looking like it's work in progress. It's never really there. And it really like struck home with me because I felt like maybe I'm just doing too much. Am I not allowing it to heal? And that's when, you know, you want to go back to like a nice, solid, thick, heavy cream. Just put that every night, allow it to soak in, and you feel over time, I think simplicity does find its way back into our
less is more for sure.
I actually feel like my skin is a person. Like it's moody. Like sometimes it is loving what I'm putting and it's like listening to me, and sometimes it's just behaving badly and anything I put is not working, and that's when you realize, okay, if nothing is working, leave it alone.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
it'll come back.
Bounce back.
Yeah,
for
it'll
sure.
bounce back.
Yeah.
But speaking of like products that have become very famous or have become extremely popular, I thought let's have a chat on viral favorites. The first one is obviously what we both like and use, which is skin devices.
Yes, love.
So tell me, do you like them? Have they become viral for you?
Yeah, I do love devices. In fact, I use two. One is the MyoLift Mini, which is extremely cumbersome. It looks like a landline.
Does it work?
It works. It works really well. In fact, I researched the hell out of it because, you know, I didn't want to drop like 500, 600 pound on a microcurrent device and not be sure of it. This I found at Tata Click, and it was for like, I mean, it's not inexpensive, it's not cheap by any standards, but it was the least expensive device that I could find. It was like about 22,000 or whatever, which is still very expensive. But the thing is that also all the over 50s, they loved it. So whatever, like, you know, and it has like, instead of like the phone, it has these two probes, and you can like, you know, pinch and lift, and the pinches and lifts, they last. So I just use it once a week, although it's like a really long session. It's like half an hour. So it's like a proper in-salon facial. It's fairly cumbersome. There's a learning curve, but I feel like it goes really well with my like the best device is my hands, obviously.
Face massages.
Face massages.
I think viral for us for sure.
For us, yeah. Like all my entire Insta account is dogs and face massages. That's it. That's my viral. And the second is LED mask. I thought it was just a gimmick.
Light boost.
Yeah, LED. What's a light salon boost?
Yeah, light boost. I
So I thought it was just like a gimmick, but it's not. It just makes your skin look poreless and glowing, and also well rested. Especially like if you have to go for a shoot or some event, and you know you've not slept well.
Yeah.
It really kind of perks up your skin. So yeah. What about you?
I have tried two skin devices. The first one was Light Boost, which is the LED mask, and even I felt the results. Because the thing with these viral products is that you don't know if they're going to work or not, right? Like pimple patches, like I hate them because I don't like salicylic acid, it ruins my skin. So you don't know if it's going to work or not. You really need to do the research. And I asked you, I was like, which one are you using? And you told me about MyoLift and that it's very cumbersome. And then someone suggested Zip to you. I felt like it's just the right size. It syncs to your phone. It's microcurrent and nanocurrent. So I know, like, who knows whether this really works. They're still researching on it, but I can feel the difference. So for me, I feel devices are a big game changer in my skincare routine because I feel like it's easy. It's not like 40 minutes long. It's 4 minutes for a program.
I know. That's amazing.
So it's like fast food for the skin. Like it's a fast food device. You know, in and out, sync to your phone, zip, zip, zip. Done. I want to know your thoughts on snail mucin.
I mean, I'm not a K-beauty fan.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I have no idea. I've never like dipped into the whole K-beauty.
Is it because they don't have back of pack?
It's not really my aesthetic. So I've never been attracted. I'm sure it works for a lot of people. There's a reason behind its popularity. But I mean, if you go to Korea, the weather there, it's so dry, you know, Mira.
That's why they need so many steps.
Minus 20 and completely dry. You get nosebleeds regularly. My brother used to work there. So it's like, it's so dry that you actually need a sheet mask.
I find it a bit slimy. Like the texture just icks me out. Like it's a bit like snotty.
Ooh!
Like it's...
Tell me you have children without telling you have children.
Like it reminds me of something I really don't want to be reminded of before I go to bed, and I want to feel like really nice and pampered. Like I don't want snot in my hands. So no thank you, no snail mucin for me. It's a no for us, I guess.
It's a no.
Yeah. Let's talk about another viral favorite, which is hair perfume. Are you a hair perfume person?
You know, I didn't even know it was a viral favorite, but I love hair perfume. Yeah, I researched them a lot, and I feel like I have a good judgment.
You know, I think you wear the hair perfume for yourself, not for anyone else.
Yeah, just like, you know, I mean, like...
I just love
and just
putting it
swishing your hair about.
I don't even know if anyone can smell it. I think my sense of smell has permanently declined after COVID.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, I think I do it for myself. Hair perfume for me is self-care. I think no conversation between us is complete if we don't talk about Nuskhas.
Yes.
Vasudha is the queen of Nuskhas. Anything you want, she will have a hack for you. Like Nuskha is hack, and it's mostly DIY from your kitchen or old favorites like Boroline.
I'm fully a Nuskha girl. I like my face massages, and that is one of the biggest Nuskhas. If you don't want to invest in a device, just massage your face every day. It just really keeps your skin, like, first of all, it adds that glow. Because that microcirculation is happening, and you're getting all the blood, gets all the nutrients under the skin and nourishes it. Then secondly, it keeps your, it keeps your face defined and your skin tight.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Every time I do it, especially the Tanaka moves,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
feel
yes.
That's genius.
Yeah. Except like if you have acneic skin, then you please don't do it, because you'll be like just putting oil and then spreading the bacteria all over your face,
But
right?
oils don't suit me.
So how do you do the face massage?
I put serum and hyaluronic acid. So I have to keep...
that's brilliant.
Yeah, I have to keep topping it up. So as I keep doing my strokes, I realize, okay, the skin is getting a little dry.
Right.
So then I mist it again, and then I again put hyaluronic acid and allow the slip of the hyaluronic acid to...
Oh, that's very bright. Next time somebody asks me in my comment, I'm going to suggest this.
Because, I didn't realize oils didn't suit me. Like, there was a time that I was all about oils and facial oils and stuff, till I realized that's why I'm getting congested skin.
Oh, but also, like, when you're younger, don't use oils. It's just that when you get older and naturally the ceramides in your skin, they deplete, that's when you need to like really start slapping on the oil. The older you grow, then you need your ceramides, you need your oils, you need all of that. What is your Nuskha?
My Nuskha, I have two. One is obviously kacha doodh on my face. I think it's my mom's Nuskha that I have started using. And when my kids get like sunburnt and all, we are like putting kacha doodh and all of that. But I think any good fatty cream on your hands when they are feeling dry or rough, because I tend to get, like, I wash my hands very often, so my hands get very dry. So like, something like a Boroline or like a Charmis. But what works very well for me, for my eyes, is slugging.
What is that? Oh, okay, tell everyone what slugging is first.
So slugging is essentially when you put a product and then you put a, jelly on top of it that does not allow it to evaporate and rather kind of keeps it in your face. So like I use Aquaphor, you can use Vaseline, any petroleum jelly will do. So under my eyes when I feel, or like, the corners of your nose, around your lips, when
especially in Delhi,
dry,
and cold,
slugging has really helped. And using that same petroleum jelly on my hands, it really works. It's like any product, you just kind of put a film and lock it in.
Hey, I had no idea. I always thought like slugging is when you just put like lots of Vaseline on your face.
No. And also I won't put it on my face, I'll like just get very, very congested.
I was like, Pata nahi, why are people so crazy about this slugging thing? But that's a great tip, huh? I'm going to do that. There is this one thing that I used when I wasn't using any skincare. And with this, please don't use your acid, your vitamin C or this or that. It's like either you use your DIY face masks or you use your acid and vitamin C, because if you use both, your face will fall into your hands. So basically what you do is you just take some lal masoor ki dal, okay, and you soak it overnight.
I like where this is going. I've used it.
Isn't it? If you have like oily skin or whatever, or normal skin, then you can soak it in water. If you have like really dry skin, then you soak it in milk overnight. And if you're soaking it in milk, then it's so nice to just infuse some saffron in it, right? And you soak it overnight. And whether you soak it in, if you're soaking it in water, then in the morning you just grind it to a paste and add some raw milk to it. You just pat it all over your face, and when it's semi-dry, you just kind of like
scrub it off,
rub it off till it candles away, in upward strokes. And that's the only thing you need to do every day. That's it.
All of these hacks I have learned from you. And then gone and researched the hell out of them and then checked the Ayurvedic benefits. Yashti Madhu,
that's great.
Turmeric.
But lakdong to hum log milate hain, wo haldi ka doodh and whatever. Kasturi manjal is my favorite.
Kasturi manjal,
my God, all through COVID I was massaging my face and then
manjal.
applying kasturi manjal in the day, raat ko tret. But that we'll talk about later.
Okay. But I'm so glad that we've like spoken about your skin journey versus mine, and I think that there's so much to learn, because it's only when you chat with someone who's as enthusiastic about it can you go on endlessly talking about skincare and always come out learning something new.
Yeah, and you and I can talk about skincare like, you know,
throughout. I don't think any of our calls have been less than 45 minutes. Because, acha, ye and that, and you know,
we can do this,
and
we can do that,
Yeah,
totally.
but thank you so much for chatting with
Thanks
us
for
about
having me, Mira.
skin and everything within.
Thank you.
So like, share and subscribe.